trying mindfulness on so many different people and so different symptoms that it really, what became out of it nowadays is that mindfulness is considered like the magic pill. You swallow 20 minutes of your time every day, and you get happy, rich, and wealthy, and healthy. So it's good for everything, and I just list here a few of the things that it's good for, like your health, mental health, emotional regulation, which means that you are not so prone to ups and downs because you can control a bit more your emotion. There's like a space between your between a stimuli and a response, and that space allows you to think what you're going to do. Okay? And of course, people who practice are happier, and they're more creative, and they have better interpersonal relations. It's against pains and obesity. There are a lot of people who are now using it for obesity, for depression, for stress, addictions, psychosis, old age. Well, we can't put our age down, but we can feel better at our older age. It allows us to feel more compassion and more responsible, social responsible. There's one research, very interesting, that took people from, I think it was INSEAD, the university in France, and they were students. It's not a scientific research, but it's very interesting. They were in two classes, executive education classes. Okay, one class was of CSR, social responsibility. Okay, and the second was of mindfulness. And the courses, the program finished, and after few months, they got back to the participants and asked them about social responsibilities actions. Now, who was more inclined to do social responsible acts? The people who learn CSR or the people who learn mindfulness? Well, the people who learn mindfulness. Okay? So it enhances our social responsibility even if we don't talk about it. And Alzheimer, leadership, procrastination. I have a PhD student in NDI. I'm teaching here in India in NDI, and I have a student who is doing a PhD on the effect of mindfulness on procrastination. I just a few minutes before I came here, I went up to my room. I discovered an email from my friend. He told me that he sent me a new article that mindfulness makes better strategy for organizations. So you name it, everything. Empathy changes and flexibility. One thing that was discovered the last few years and is very, very strong is that mindfulness training changes the brain. It changes both the wiring of the brain, but it changes also the gray matter of the brain. So when you practice mindfulness, you are changed. Your mind is changed. This is why you can be happier. This is why you are not so, like that, where something happens to you, you're not thrown from one thing to another. You're more centered. And so it became the magic pill, and really it's so funny because every month I get a review of the new research done, and I said, okay, what else can people do research on? And you find more and more and more things that, okay, the magic pill is working here. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Paul Maxwell. I'm from the Netherlands. Thank you so much. Before I forget, before the thought.
Yeah, that's the way to do.
Indeed. I'm just wondering, it's quite new to me. I mean, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand what is the connection between mindfulness and meditation. Is it the same thing?
Yeah, what is the difference?
And that's question one. Second question, if your answer will be that mindfulness is meditation. And I know that India, yoga and meditation actually originates from India. So why are there so many people that are not happy and not healthy here, and they practice that?
Mindfulness is a state. Mindfulness training, mindfulness practice is meditation. Okay? So we practice meditation, and in this way we become more mindful. Okay? So they're not the same. I can be mindful without meditating. There are some people who are more mindful than others. Okay? So mindfulness and meditation are not the same, but mindfulness meditation is a certain meditation which is not really practiced in India. I don't know why people are unhappy, if they are unhappy here or whatever, but the main meditation practiced in India are not mindfulness. And there's no promise, because when I'm talking about the magic pill, I'm saying it in a bit cynical way. Because it became, like every organization, it didn't happen 5 years ago, but just the last few months I got requests from some leading organizations, come bring us some mindfulness because we want actually to exploit our employees a little bit more. So I'm not really happy about this. I'm happy about the research. I'm happy that it has such good effect. But for me, mindfulness is a bit different. Okay? It's not only the meditation.
In fact, ma'am, in the Eastern form and Indian form of meditation, mindfulness is the first preparatory step for meditation. They treat mindfulness as a preparatory step to go towards the meditation. That's the way the Indian meditation talks about.
But what we are talking about is about this stage, not as a preparatory, but as the meditation. So meditation is the way, if you want to get to mindfulness, but for me it is totally different things, because I'm not meditating now, and I hope that I'm more mindful. So I can be mindful without meditating, even though when I gave you the instruction, I was meditating. So can you please go on? It came also to the organizational world, and there is quite a lot of research done on mindfulness in the business. Okay, and there's model by Chosi Yoga. I know you cannot read anything, so can you go to the next one, because this is a more, oops, I miss here something. So no, go back forward. So I'll just say, because I can read it, that mindfulness affects attention, which affects cognition, emotion, behavior, and philosophy. And in the organization phase, it affects performance, relationship, and well-being. These are things that we already know from research. These are the things, and never mind what they are, that are now being considered. So when we are talking now about mindfulness, we are asking what's mindfulness in organization. Again, from that point of view of magic pill, we'll have better performance, more creativity. People will be more happy. Okay, we can stress them more. So, but this is what is being done now in research. But for me, For me, mindfulness is not a magic pill, although it can be helpful. There should be no promises. But for me, mindfulness is a way of being in the world. And I think this is what really matters, how I am in the world. Am I here? Am I compassionate? Am I present? Am I mindfully present to all of you? Can I sense what happens here? Do I see people who look at their cellular phone, and what does it make me feel? Okay. what are my interpretations? I notice my interpretations. Okay, oh my God, I'm boring them. I should change what I'm saying. I should change my voice. I should bring them here. Okay, so and I feel my panic, and I said, okay, I don't know, maybe there's they're not interested, or maybe they need something what the Lord. So don't rush into interpretations. Okay, that's being mindful, not meditating, but just being mindful is a way of being, way of noticing, of paying attention, of coming without judgment and with compassion. It doesn't mean that we are supposed to be perfect, this enlightened human being who are all the time so loving and forgiving and full of love and light. Basically, because when we are mindful, we know that we are not. We have our moments of low, our moments of anger, our moments of hating someone. But can I be aware of that? Can I be mindful of that? Can I let it be part of me without judgment? And let it pass as it comes. Because I can be very angry for one moment, and after one moment, or too many moments, or after a day, or after a month, my anger goes like that. And what did I do when I was angry? Okay, did I make a lot of damage when I acted from that angry point? So being mindful is a way of being. It's a quality of awareness of being in the world in a positive way, without that, naive belief that the world is positive. The world is what it is. It can be cruel and crash and rough and tough. And people die, people are sick, people can be really annoying, people can hurt me. I cannot be an angel, but I can be aware of what happens to me, and know that it comes and goes, and know that I can act from that moment, or I can refrain from acting from that moment. That I can train myself to be more compassionate, with more patience, with more equanimity, we say. So the way is a lifelong meditation. It's not a meditation, it's a lifelong struggle to be present and to be mindful and to be and to train myself to be in that spaces and fail again and again, and that's okay. Because next day, next hour, we start. Yeah, that's it.
Tomorrow is another day.
Always tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. Even the other minute is another minute. Okay. Now, how long do I still have? 20 minutes. Okay, so last few years there's been also a look of mindfulness